Welcome to InfluenceSyc, where knowledge meets influence. Today, we're pulling back the curtain of history to uncover a story that has been hidden in the shadows for centuries. We're talking about the Onna-Bugeisha, the forgotten female samurai of Japan. These women were not just side characters. They were warriors who fought alongside men, defended castles, and even led armies. But somehow, their incredible stories were almost completely erased. So, let us travel back in time together and rediscover the fearless women who helped forge the very soul of Japan. When you picture a samurai, what comes to mind? An armored man with a katana, right? Someone who lives and dies by the strict code of Bushido, the way of the warrior. It's a powerful image, but it's only half the story. For almost 1,000 years, Japan had women who followed that very same code. They were the Onna-Bugeisha. These weren't just women who knew a few self-defense moves. They were masters of martial arts, combat strategy, and weaponry. They trained to protect their families, their clans, and their honor. Their weapon of choice was often the naginata, a long pole with a curved blade at the end. This weapon gave them the reach and precision needed to take down armored opponents on horseback. It's the perfect symbol of their unique blend of grace and lethal strength. A testament to a truth history tried to forget. So where did these warrior women come from? Their story begins in the Heian period, from around the 8th to the 12th century. This was an era of constant conflict between rival clans, with the men often away fighting distant battles. Who was left to defend the homes and castles? The women. They stepped up, turning their homes into fortresses and their courtyards into battlegrounds. This is how the first Onna-Bugeisha emerged. One of the earliest and most legendary figures is Empress Jingu. As the story goes, she led a full-scale invasion of Korea while she was pregnant. While her tale blends history with myth, it powerfully illustrates that in ancient Japan, courage and leadership were never seen as exclusively male traits. Empress Jingu set a precedent, showing that a woman could be both a ruler and a formidable warrior. As Japan plunged into centuries of feudal wars, especially from the 12th to the 16th centuries, the role of the Onna-Bugeisha became even more critical. They weren't just defending their homes anymore. They were on the front lines, fighting shoulder to shoulder with male samurai. And among these fierce warriors, one name echoes through legend: Tomoe Gozen. She was a force of nature, the master of the bow, the sword, and horseback riding. She fought bravely in the Genpei War. Chronicles from the time describe her as breathtakingly beautiful, but also a warrior worth 1,000 men. She was known for her fearlessness, leading troops into the thick of battle and personally taking the heads of powerful enemy commanders. Yet, despite her fame and incredible feats, later generations began to dismiss her as mere fiction, a character from a story. Why? Because history was being rewritten, and in this new version, there was no room for a woman as powerful as Tomoe Gozen. So what happened? How did these incredible women just disappear from the history books? The shift came during the Edo period, which began in the early 1600s, after centuries of war. Japan entered a long era of peace under the Tokugawa shogunate. With peace came a rigid social order. The samurai class was redefined, and the ideal warrior became exclusively male. Women were pushed out of the warrior role and steered toward domestic life, expected to be obedient wives and mothers. The fierce spirit of the Onna-Bugeisha no longer fit the narrative, and so their stories were quietly erased. Scrolls and documents that mention their heroic deeds were lost, altered, or simply ignored. In a few generations, the world forgot that Japan ever had female commanders, generals, and castle defenders. It is only in recent decades that we've found the undeniable proof. Archaeological digs have uncovered the graves of women from that era, buried with their swords and naginatas, physical evidence that the legends were absolutely real. But the spirit of the Onna-Bugeisha never truly died. It simply transformed. Their legacy of courage, discipline, and honor became a quiet but powerful symbol of resilience. It lived on in stories, in art, and in the very fabric of Japanese culture today. As their true history is finally being rediscovered, these women are inspiring a new generation across Japan and around the world. They teach us that strength isn't determined by gender. It's forged from will, discipline, and the fire in one's heart. From the legendary Tomoe Gozen to the modern heroines who break barriers today, the message of the Onna-Bugeisha endures. Find your strength and claim your rightful place in the story. The Onna-Bugeisha were not myths. They were real warriors, mothers, and leaders whose contributions were forgotten by history, but could not be erased by truth. Thank you for joining us on this journey at InfluenceSyc, where knowledge meets influence. If you love exploring the hidden chapters of our world, please show your support by liking this video, sharing it with a friend, and subscribing for more incredible stories. And before you go, don't forget to check out our Payhip bookstore for inspiring children's books and learning resources designed to empower the next generation of great minds.